Alright, so this is a Sprite tutorial, the second of my Reggie Retro Sprite tutorial series of sorts. I'm not doing a full 4 like I did with the Mario ones. This is how I make a custom sprite. As you see, I grab Luigi sprites and one Toad sprite from the Mario All-Stars Mario 2 sprite sheet that I have, which I've got years ago offline. I've got used for the majority of all my human-ish characters throughout numerous animations. Yet I still don't have a new Will and Phil. Anyways, so as you see, I grab Luigi's head, because I have to start with the head. I start when I'm doing a new sprite, I start by doing their head, and then I go to edit the body, edit the head. I do a lot of work on this. I've sped the video up because it took about 40 minutes to do this when I did this, so it's about, this is, you know, a sped up version of that. So recolor, you start by recolor because it's still, basically you're just customizing sprites, but by the time you're done with them, it will look definitely unique on its own. We cut rid of the, okay, so we have to take care of the hat, the hair, fill this a little bit in, use the eraser. The eraser tool is your pixel tool. Fill that in, fix the nose, make sure you put everything transparent. Okay, smaller nose, and then we add a little bit here. We take out the sideburns, because not everybody needs those famous Italian Mario Bros. Sideburns. Tweak it, short sideburns, looks a little better. Now we recolor the guys, the hair. Maybe something blonde. This is sort of just an attempt. This is commentary, so I know how I end up going, but we try maybe a bit of blonde, different kind of hair color, and color each bit. You don't want to have anything sort of like look too repetitive, but then I didn't like that after all, so I undid that, and then I went, nah, we're going to do more of a red. I think a red hair, so he's kind of like a ginger. Looks pretty good. And then we do all this bit. We do varying shades of reddish in that same stream. We take this. We're going to make his ear a little smaller, his head, his hair a little different. Delete those bits to make him a little more unique. And then we're going to go and we're going to color. Give his eyes a different color. So he's going to have blue eyes. And then we take a bit of Luigi's mustache, because I'm going to add a little bit of facial hair to it. We just do a lot of deleting. I've gotten pretty good at this. No, I don't like that. Don't like that. I'm going to give him sort of a beard look, but I want to make it look good. So maybe that way, but no, that doesn't look right. So we're going to make it just basically a T. But even that doesn't look quite right. So we're going to do a little bit of recoloring. Yeah, that's not going to work, because then it just looks like it's just a bad overlay. So we delete that pixel and pop it there. Now he has a bit of a goatee. Get rid of that. I think that works pretty decent. And then we grab, well, what I do is I grab the standard black for the sprite and then give him a smile. And there's a head. And then we take care of Luigi's head. Now we have to do the body. And this usually is done in two sections. I grab these additional Luigi sprites, as you see, the ones with his arms up, because then I can have a full torso in which to work with. And you pretty much just delete or crop or fill in with white what you don't want to use. We'll take this bit out and do his hand. I don't normally do commentary when I do my sprite editing and customizing, so forgive me if I kind of ramble, because I'm watching this as I'm doing commentary on it. Pretty interesting to see, actually. So you recolor his hand. You want his hand color to be one shade darker than his normal skin tone for his head, for in case of crossing the sprites, and so you don't have one big blurry bit. Okay, so his pants are going to get done. You're going to have some brown slacks, but we're going to do some shifting because you don't want him to have that round Luigi booty. Then we do his feet. We're going to do his feet in two parts. We're going to do his sole's going to be one color, and then the shoe itself is going to be a different color, and you just shade those accordingly downwards like they are initially, but you do a different color tone on them. Put it back up, so his sole, so it has some nice little, you know, nice shoes. Okay, we get rid of that. There's pants. Now, I was just going to do this because I've done this to where you have it to where like a stand-up sprite, stand-up two-leg sprite. And maybe this is basically showing what that would look like, but I ended up not doing that. But we focus on doing this. Okay, so we have this. I'm going to get this again because I got to have the green part of his sleeves to fill in when I get to his full torso. And then we just do this, and then we color this whole thing. Yeah, I had a few little glitches doing this, but this is to show you what you do and don't do when you're doing sprite customizing. Okay, we're going to make his shirt green, but we're going to do it right towards the one side of the overalls, and just do varying different greens in that same color wheel. So you don't have anything that looks like the same. You want it to all be pretty much different. And then we're going to give him sort of, I guess you could say, like an ascot or a little bit of a scarf that he would wear under his suit. He's a very fancy doctor. This, of course, is Dr. Carter, who is the human form of the human that was then mutated into Cartox, the mutant, who is the villain in the MIDLAND level in the waste treatment plant, or the water treatment plant. That Reggie first fights to get the first piece of the environmental enhancer engine in episode 1 of the Reggie Retro series. See, I take this little bit of Toad's vest, because we're going to give him a little bit of his coat's going to have a little bit of a lift in the back, because it's a nice little dress coat, so it's going to have a little bit of fluidity to it. So just recolor this, the same greens, but you want to get rid of any little blips you don't need. I figured out how to overlay it to where it looks good. We would just do that way, or we would just do part of it, but then I'm going to opt and do the whole thing and just do that way. Put his hand. See, he's very, very finicky. His hand can go this way, and put his hand there, put that there. It's a trick of overlaying. I'm showing you how. This is kind of a rough way of doing it. Basically, what I do, I didn't really fine tune this. I didn't crop a whole lot of the video out of this. Put his hand there. That's a good spot. Maybe there, because it's going to be his standing sprite. So he's not going to put much. Okay, move that, move that, move that. One thing you know is he's kind of short, which I will address later on, and then I want to do this to line it up. So that's basically what his standing sprite is going to look like, but I'm going to be going on later in this video as you watch it and see. Yeah, see, I kind of backtracked and kind of screwed myself up, so delete those because I don't need those anymore. I have everything I need out of that. And then we need the walking sprites. I don't make many sprites for NPCs in the series. They have their basic motions. I can always go back through. I'm pretty good enough at editing or adding new variations if I want to. Like if you look at Reggie Retro in the series, you'll see he has, I think the sprite sheet I have for him has about 70 or 80 sprites. Some insane number, because every time he has a new item he's holding, it's a new set. It's a new sheet. Or a new set in the sheet. Looks something like a duck. You realize that? Anyways, shift things around again here. It looks good, but the one thing I don't like about it is the fact that he's so short. Looks like he's only about half the size of Luigi. I was trying to make them somewhat in scale to what Reggie Retro looks like. So let's recolor his pants. I have the pant color from this. Just use that same palette. You know, the dark to light browns. And then what is essentially the overall buttons, we're going to just recolor its own thing. That's going to be its own thing. Kind of looks like he's wearing a belt. Get rid of that. Get rid of a few extra pixels that you don't really need, because you don't want him to look completely like Luigi. Yes, Reggie Retro was once a Luigi sprite. Cartox was a combination of Toad, a Bobo from Double Dragon, some Mario, a little bit of Cobrat, and other variations on Friezo, the alien in the Mountain episode. That was, I forget how I made that one, but that was so many things, plus some Mega Man robotic parts, his chest blaster, his legs, his hands were all Mega Man, but his head, that was a Mario. It was Mario or Toad or Luigi with some, again, elements from other Mario character sprites. The Wasteland Renegades, like Axia and Mox with goggles. The goggles were Sniffit eyes from Mario 2 sprites. Their hair was the hedgehog sprite from Mario 2. So I mean, I get all kinds of creative. And you see, recolor the shoes. The soles again are one color, while the shoes itself are the lighter, sort of reddish brown, tan color. Okay, now we have to take this, but the one thing I kind of screwed up on is I didn't make a solid standalone torso, so I have to do a lot of tweaking. This is where I kind of screw up sometimes. So we copy that, and we're going to have to do a lot of tweaking, deleting a lot of that. And then we're gonna have to also get rid of this hand, but we're gonna have to redo the torso section. So we're gonna have to do some recoloring. Basically, redo that coloring. The greens, it's gonna be slightly different because I made a mistake, but this is what happens. This isn't one of my better, I guess you could say, put together productions for customizing a sprite, but this shows you the ins and outs of what can go wrong, but I'm still able enough to fix it because I've been doing sprite work for, again, 10 years. And you notice it kind of looks like a pocket now. That little darker green spot towards the front of his midsection looks kind of like a pocket. So that's sort of like it's his fancy suit coat with a pocket that he would then have something in to give to Reggie, or have something in just in general, maybe a pocket watch, or maybe, you know, he has a notepad, or maybe he has a little candy bar or something in it. He has a retro cola in there, I'm guaranteeing you, or a coupon to buy a free retro cola, buy one get one free, a BOGO. So then I'm taking this, I'm gonna use this arm, the vertical up arm for Luigi, which is the one I use a lot. It has a good hand sprite and has a good arm sprite that I can use for varying actions or motions. I'll use it for a jump. I'll use it for a point this way, a point that way. And so as you're going through this, as you're going through this, I paused, so I paused because I wasn't sure what was going on. So it was about, 10 seconds of dead air. I apologize. I thought it glitched. I did too. So recolor the hand, recolor the arm to fit properly. Kind of has like a Joker color scheme to him. That's Cameron Monaghan from Gotham. Okay, there's his hands side sprite now. Okay, and then we're going to copy that one over. Don't want to get too screwed up because you will royally screw yourself over. Okay, Luigi's head has to go away. You can go over there for now. Okay, there's that. So he's walking, hand down, but then we have to have a hand on the side. And this is where we take just part of it, rotate it. Okay, we're good. See, it's a little bit screwed up, but if you put it like that, that's a walking sprite. We now have one walking sprite for him. But you notice when I get later on that some issues. I did save that. Okay, we have that. Good. We have that. That's short. That's the problem. We have to make sure his legs are always close to, if not the same exact height. So we just grab, drag, make sure it's worked. Nope, still not working. So we got to add more. Maybe that way. Line it up. Still way too short. Some more. This is where I just basically keep doing this. See, I screwed up again. See, it happens. Again, very, very rough, but that's what happens. And you're watching it all as you watch this tutorial on it to show you what happens when you screw up. And believe me, you'll screw up a lot. And for whatever reason, I am lagged. Okay. I was probably thinking, how do I get through this part? If this had audio recorded from when I was doing this, it'd probably be a lot of swearing. So the height looks pretty good. That was the script. I apologize. That was basically how I write these things. I write a script for each bit I do in the series. Okay, so there we go. The walking sprite again. Move the hand up a little bit because the hand looks a little long. It looks like his hand is basically going to touch his feet. That'd be a little odd. And it kind of does. But, it's okay. Height still not perfect, but getting there. Again, this is a thought process kind of project. And it really did lag. Wow, I really did just pause for a minute. Distracted by something. My dog was barking. Back to the action. Height is not bad. You notice it's pretty close, but I'm still not completely happy with it. So I'm going to take a bit of his leg. I'm going to take a bit of this. It's just a generic bit of brown. And then we just make sure the height matches up. There. That looks decent. Good. Now we get back to work on the action sprites, on his walking sprites. I'm making 4 sprites in this video. I have a stand. I have a walk. The first step of walk. Grab that there because I'm going to need to... Okay, see? Hand forward. And now I need to have one where his... What would be his... On this angle, his left hand is in motion. So we got to rotate, rotate, rotate. A lot of rotate and transparent so you don't lose anything. Retransparent. Don't want to do the whole thing, but you want to look like it's moving. So you put that one a little bit forward, line it up. Very picky. You want to make sure the pixels don't get too screwed up. And then you grab, I'm going to grab this extra hand I have. Might as well, and that will be the one. In fact, I think I won't even do that because we'll have, okay. Since we do a bit of double checking, I have that. Work that down. Delete all the extra bits you don't need. Just keep that bit of a hand. And then screw it up there. Rotate, rotate, flip. Because I want to do one where he's pointing. Because he's going to have some motion where he's going to be pointing in the scene with Reggie. Alright, so there's 1, 2. And you notice something in a minute you'll notice that I'll fix quickly before I end this tutorial. Delete all that extra bit. Keep the hand, you never actually I don't think I keep the hand. Okay, delete all that extra stuff. See, short, so we have to then grab that, delete that, pop that in, so then both standing and pointing standing sprites are pretty much the same height. It may be a pixel off, but honestly it looks pretty good. Delete the hand, put those there, and there's 4 sprites. There's Dr. Carter, and that is how you make a custom sprite from using Super Mario All-Star sprites, which is what I've done for pretty much every sprite you see in most of my animations. And I will title this like I always do, using the joystick font, the old retro gaming font, and Dr. Carter, and then of course by S.A. Nathy. Alright, thank you for watching. If you want to know more, save it real fast. If you want to know more of how I make custom sprites, please let me know. I will do more if you want me to. I can do aliens or mutants or other kinds. I can even try making robots, which I've done before. Right, so thank you for watching. This is S.A. Nathy, and I hope you enjoy this and my other tutorial series, and make sure you watch Reggie Retro on my YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/user/FreeRadioOracle. Thanks for watching. Bye.